Courtrooms are supposed to be where justice is served, where the guilty are punished and the innocent go free. But sometimes, the cases that land in front of judges are so dumb, so absurd, you can't help but laugh. These are 13 of the dumbest court cases in American history. 1. The case of the exploding toilet. A man once sued a hotel because his toilet exploded. He claimed the blast launched him off the seat and injured his back. He demanded damages for emotional trauma and loss of dignity. The judge had to keep a straight face as lawyers debated whether toilets can actually explode. They can't. The man lost. But his story still made national headlines as the most embarrassing lawsuit of the year. 2. The McDonald's hot coffee lawsuit, but not the way you think. Most people think the famous hot coffee case was dumb. A woman spilled coffee on herself and sued McDonald's. But here's the truth, the coffee was 190 degrees, hot enough to cause third-degree burns. She needed skin grafts. The dumbest part wasn't the lawsuit, it was how the media twisted it into a joke. McDonald's had received hundreds of complaints before, but ignored them. The jury sided with the woman, awarding her damages. Yet the case lives on as one of the most misunderstood lawsuits ever. 3. Man sues himself. In 1995, a prisoner named Robert Lee Brock filed a lawsuit against himself. He claimed that by getting drunk and committing crimes, he violated his own civil rights. He demanded $5 million in damages from himself. And since he couldn't pay, he insisted the state of Virginia cover it. The judge dismissed the case, calling it ridiculous. But it went down in history as the only time someone tried to sue themselves. 4. The haunted house lawsuit. In 1991, a woman bought a beautiful old home in New York. Later, she discovered the previous owner had publicly declared it haunted, even giving ghost tours. So she sued, claiming the house's paranormal reputation lowered its value. Shockingly, the court ruled in her favor. The judge declared, as a matter of law, the house is haunted. It's the only U.S. court case to legally recognize ghosts. 5. The beer commercial promise. 2 college students sued Anheuser-Busch because of a beer commercial. The ad showed guys drinking Bud Light and suddenly being surrounded by beautiful women. The students argued they were deceived, because when they drank Bud Light, no women magically appeared. They sued for false advertising. The judge threw it out, but not before it made worldwide headlines as one of the dumbest cases ever filed. 6. The Subway footlong that wasn't. In 2013, customers sued Subway because their footlong sandwiches were often only 11 inches. A class action lawsuit began, but when the case reached court, the judge discovered the size discrepancy was tiny, and customers still got the same amount of food. The case was dismissed. But not before Subway was roasted online for selling 11-inch footlongs. 7. Man sues God. In 2008, Nebraska Senator Ernie Chambers filed a lawsuit against God. He claimed God had caused widespread destruction, fear, and terror. Chambers admitted he filed the case to protest frivolous lawsuits. The court dismissed it, saying God had no listed address for legal service. But still, somewhere in Nebraska court records exists a lawsuit literally titled, Chambers vs. God. 8. The Pepsi Jet case. In the 1990s, Pepsi ran a promotion where customers could trade Pepsi points for prizes. A TV ad jokingly showed a fighter jet for 7 million points. One man did the math. He realized he could technically buy enough points for $700,000, way less than a real jet. So he sent Pepsi a check, demanding the jet. Pepsi refused. He sued. The court ruled the ad was clearly a joke. But the man went down in history as the guy who tried to buy a Harrier jet with soda points. 9. The frivolous pants lawsuit. In 2005, a Washington, D.C. judge sued a dry cleaner for $67 million. Why? They lost his favorite pair of pants. He argued the shop had promised satisfaction guaranteed and demanded millions in damages for emotional distress. The case dragged on for years before it was thrown out. The judge lost his position, and the pants became the most famous garment in American legal history. 10. Woman sues Universal Studios over Halloween horror. In 2009, a woman visited Universal Studios' Halloween Horror Nights. She was chased by a man with a fake chainsaw. Terrified, she fell, scraped her knees, and sued Universal for causing emotional trauma. The court dismissed the case. Why? Because being scared is literally the point of a haunted house. 11. The iPod hearing loss case. A man sued Apple, claiming his iPod could cause hearing loss if played too loudly. The court responded, "You can just turn it down." Case dismissed. 12. The ladder sticker lawsuit. A man bought a ladder and ignored the giant sticker that said, "Do not place ladder on top of other objects." He put it on a table to reach higher, fell, and injured himself. Then he sued the ladder company. Shockingly, he won a settlement, proving sometimes dumb lawsuits actually pay off. 13. The Michael Jordan look-alike case. A man in Portland claimed he looked too much like NBA star Michael Jordan. He said the resemblance caused him stress, unwanted attention, and ruined his life. So he sued Jordan and Nike for $832 million. The case was dismissed. But the man's photo did go viral, and he did kind of look like Jordan. Conclusion. And there it is. 13 of the dumbest court cases in US history. From suing beer companies because women didn't appear, to suing God, to demanding a jet from Pepsi, these cases show that sometimes the American legal system isn't just about justice, it's about patience. Because judges don't just hear the big trials that shape history. Sometimes, they have to sit through people arguing about pants, rabbits, or exploding toilets. And that might be the dumbest part of all.